Welcome to Mustique. We'll make a return flight here today. Just flew up from Lauriston on the Anguilla Air Services Britten Norman Islander. This is a freeware airport, by the way. I'll put the link in the description. It's just awesome. There's a payware version of this airport, but frankly, I don't see any reason why to buy this airport. It looks great. I mean, this looks fantastic. All right, so let's get going here. Let's turn the external power supply on. Rotating beacon on. Mixtures and props full forward. Master switches on. Fuel pumps on. Magnetos on left. Let's open the starter hood there. Let's crack the throttles. Make sure the right propeller area is clear, and it is. Gauge the starter. Good start. Let's check the manifold pressure. That's good. Let's check the oil pressure. That's good. Let's make sure the left propeller area is clear, and it is. Let's hit the left starter. That comes in good. Let's put the magnetos on both. Manifold pressure is good. Oil pressure is good. Let's turn the fuel pumps off. Let's close the starter cover there. 1012 is the QNH right now. Let's turn the avionics master on. Let's turn the rest of our lights on. And like I said, I mean, this is a freeware airport. I mean, how cool does it get? Some mad props to whoever did that, because it's just awesome. Alright, so let's engage the let's engage the brakes, release the parking brake, and we are, you know, always good to be on the correct radio frequency, 122.8. And another cool view of this awesome airport. Mustique traffic, Anguilla 264, back taxiing runway 9er for departure, Mustique. So I've got my, I have traffic available to me on my iPad with ForeFlight, and I don't see any traffic, so we're good. Now that we're out on the runway, I'm going to flip the landing light on, make myself as visible as possible here. And I just came in to land here and had actually quite a good landing. Really pleased with my landing. Anybody who watches my Islander videos knows that I don't know if I would say I struggle landing this airplane, but I don't know. I guess I feel like, and I've had periods of time where I feel like this in real airplane, in the airplanes that I fly in real life as well. Kind of feel like you don't know what's going to make a good landing and what's going to make a bad landing. You know, they're just not predictable, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And that's kind of a weird feeling as a pilot. I really don't know how else to describe it. Alright, flaps are set, fuel pumps are on. I'm going to use every bit of runway available to me here without taking out any of the lights here at the end of the runway. Alright, let's get ourselves on center line here. Alright, let's engage the brakes. Alright, so flaps are set. Fuel pumps on, mixtures and props full forward. Mustique traffic, Anguilla 264, taking off runway 9er, departure to the south, Mustique. So, takeoff power coming in. Takeoff power is set, engine instruments are all in the green, release the brakes. And airspeed is alive. A lot of rudder work to do here, 65 knots, and we're going to rotate. A lot of rudder work for such a short takeoff run, and what they do here is they take off in this direction. And kind of out through this little notch here. And now that I'm confident that we're clear of everything, I can bring the power back a little bit. Props back, flaps up, look at that water, how cool is that? Kind of wave effect there. The airport now. Alright, 1,000 feet AGL. Let's turn the fuel pumps off. Let's check the fuel pressures. Fuel pressures look just fine. And we are on our way. It'll take us right over right over Union Island, right over, let's see, right over Canouan, then right over Union Island, southbound to Lauriston here. Karakou? One of the two. I apologize for not knowing the names of these islands very well. Nice lazy late afternoon. About 3 o'clock. 2,400 climbing 3,000. Fuel's good. Amps and volts are good. Life is good. Cumulus clouds off there in the distance. Start pushing the nose over. Bring the power back, bring the props back. Rolling in some trim here. course, that plane's not going to want to stop climbing until the airspeed settles. Until the until the airspeed gets a little higher. What I'm trying to say. Because this power setting is good for about 130 or so knots, so airplane's not going to be happy until it gets there. I see a lot of people that kind of criticize the flight dynamics of Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't quite think they really know what they're talking about, because I found a little right rudder there, right rudder trim. I found that the kind of pitch, power, airspeed triumvirate is functions pretty correctly. Let's take a look at our gauges here. It's 23 inches of manifold pressure. Coming up now on Canoan. Really cool little airport. Beautiful island. Love that. You can see the surf break on the far side. Really pretty cool. There's the airport. Pretty unique. It's a big airport for. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, it's a pretty big runway for an island that's really not that big. There must be some sort of. Not that every island is its own attraction, but there must be some sort of particular attraction that brings a lot of people there, like either scuba diving or windsurfing or something. That's a huge airport, pretty long runway. From an airport that's really not that big. 5,800, almost 6,000 feet, that runway. Fly us right over the top of Union Island here, which is coming up. That one I know I'm pronouncing correctly. My girlfriend and I are both love the Caribbean. she's Venezuelan and spent a lot of time in the Caribbean growing up, and we've both talked about like how interesting it must have been to see these islands, 50 years ago when they didn't have Hiltons and Marriotts. And that they were, I mean, it's not that, they're challenging in their own way to get to today. Like, to get to any of these little islands, you clearly have to fly to, like, Grenada or, Martinique or Guadeloupe or whatever. But, a whole different story when you're flying, from New York to, Guadeloupe in 2.5 hours in a 767, and then you have to take a little puddle jumper down, to wherever you're going. And, imagine doing that in DC-3s or DC-6s or whatever they were flying in the 60s. It's a totally different ballgame. Lauriston, traffic England 264 is 10 miles to the north, inbound landing runway 9er, Lauriston. So, just wanted to overfly. There's Union Island Airport right there. I really love how there's different colors for the water, for the inland water. And look at that, how the teal green water is kind of running into this bay here. I wonder if that must have been like an old docks or something. I wonder what that was. It's beautiful. Alright. Manifold pressure back to 21 inches, bring the props back to 2100. Some more here. So beautiful. Can't even imagine how beautiful these places must be in real life, much less here in the simulator. Alright, let's go fuel pumps on. Notch of flaps. Let's see what the pitch angle is on the first notch of flaps in this airplane. Really not very. Wheeler 264 is on a 3-mile left base runway 9er, Lauriston. See, that's quite a high pitch altitude there. Alright, 1,000 feet, we'll go props full forward. Lauriston traffic at Wheeler 264 is on a 2-mile left base runway 9er, Lauriston. Alright, fuel pumps are on, flaps are down, mixtures and props full forward. Lauriston trafficking with a 264 short final runway 9er at Lauriston. Boy, you can see that left crosswind, can't you? Well, that was a pretty horrific landing, wasn't it? Well, I guess they all can't be greasers, but that was pretty poor. Alright, let's put the flaps up, turn the fuel pumps off. Lauriston trafficking Wheeler 264 is clear the runway, Lauriston. And mixtures to idle cutoff. Throttles are idle. Lights are off. Fuel pumps off. Magnetos off. Avionics master switch off. Master switch is off. And this is a really cool little airport, Lauriston. It's another free one, so I'll put the links in the links to download these airports in the description. So if anybody wants to check them out, they can. Hope you guys enjoyed the flight.